What's going on, guys? Borche here from the football capital. We are back for another Premier League review show. Boys, take two, yeah? Take two. I've got the boys in the building. KG, I think we're recording this time. The audio is recording, everything. Yeah, I think so. I'll double check.
Do I have to do the dance again?
We don't have to do the Pogba injury dance. We don't have to do that one. We are live. We are recording. Well, we're not live. We're kind of live. But KG, thanks for jumping on for another episode. And we're also the Aussie Gooner Steve, the only one smiling in the building for a couple of weeks now. Like, 4-0, four goals. You know, what's that? 4 assists, 4th place.
4-0, man. Like, you want to relive that shit, bro. You don't want to relive it, man. You guys were on the fucking... I mean, you got to go see a psychiatrist now. I want to talk about 4-0 fucking, mate. You don't want that, mate. You don't want it. You don't need it. You don't need to hear about it again.
There's no psychiatrist or psychologist that can deal with anyone in a United shirt at the moment.
Yeah, the only QA is dementia. The only cure is dementia at the moment. You know, if we can find a vial of that and just ingest that.
I'm wearing this jersey on purpose because the black logo, it's as black as my heart right now for this team. It's killed. It's dead. It's dead.
Oh, mate.
It's dead.
Mate.
It's been rotting for 10 years, mate.
He's gotten dark on us, mate. He's gotten all dark and gloomy. Mate. Fuck.
Even Steve's got almost the morning jumper, you know, he's just mourning for us, you know, like, you guys, I won't go full black because I'm kind of happy for him, but at the same time, you know, I feel their pain. But look, boys, we'll get started straight away, you know what I mean, like, straight into the Man United Brighton game. Like I was saying, it's Brighton Munich, you know, the giant killers, Brighton Munich at it again. And do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know where to go with these guys anymore. You know, all you can do at the moment is just kind of laugh. You know, I think we're disappointed in this team. I think that's all gone out the window by now, because now all we can do is laugh about the result, laugh about the performances. If you're not laughing, you're crying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 4-0 at the Amex. Graham Potter's got Graham Potter, he's got this team playing, and you got to give him credit, because even at the start of the season, with the amount of players they lost, some experienced players that they lost, were like, they could be somewhere in the bottom, fighting for that relegation spot. But they've done a lot better what a lot of us expected, and another Premier League season, you could say, is a bit more successful. Remember at the start of the season, the Brighton fans weren't happy. They were in the top 4 and they weren't happy. Remember that, Steve?
No,
unbelievable.
They won Champions League, bro.
They were dropping. You know what I mean,
they went from, it was like, if they ain't playing against Paris Saint-Germain and fucking getting shit done, they weren't interested, bro.
They weren't. That's what I said, bro.
Neymar at the Amex, mate. You know.
Hey, by the look, but they don't even. It doesn't look like they need him. To be honest, it doesn't look like they need him.
Nah.
But
mate, Harry Potter, he's been fucking doing the magic and shit. I mean, he's taken fucking teams out one by fucking one. No fucking prisoners with this bloke, bro. No prisoners, man.
Yeah. Man, watch what they're about to do to Leeds, I'll tell you. They're going to
send them. They're going to send them in the back to the championship for sure. You got to give credit to them.
They took the points. So Man United at the end of the game said, you know, Brighton take the points. I just went on the United Facebook and I said they took our dignity as well, because like there was nothing left after that performance. It was like we know things have been bad for United, and we've been harping on about it for a long time now. But that was, you know, there's nowhere to start. Even if you started with a lineup, like for me, the lineup had like Matic and Mate in it. Now, I understand why they started the one at home. It's a bit of a farewell type thing. But, bro, fucking go sit on the bench. Bring in anybody else, youth, something, I don't know. Provide an opportunity. For me, going with the same lineup 2 weeks in a row, and mind you, they're playing against different teams, different style of teams, but, you know, there had to be something else done. I didn't agree. When I saw the lineup, I was like...
with the lineup, you got to remember the youth cup final is on Thursday morning for us here. So to play the youth and risk them any sort of injury when it's probably the women's team won the FA Cup version for them, and these guys could win a cup too. So they're at the moment they're the only ones flying the flag. No, I get what you mean. Look, I get
player Lingard's, Bays, whoever. I don't know.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
Matic and Mata have been. I hate to cut you guys off, but Matic and Mata have been, for me, have been the only players that have fucking shown some heart when they go and play for fucking Man United. I mean, barring Ronaldo and De Gea. I know they're old school. I know they're oldies, but they're actually going in there to play some fucking football in comparison to the rest of the boys on the pitch.
Look, I think heart, but I don't know. It just the vibe wasn't there, man. The vibe wasn't there.
Yeah, but when I looked at that lineup,
I was like, I'm not confident.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like regardless what the lineup is, you play for Manchester United, and that performance, regardless who you're playing, regardless who's on the pitch, regardless what the starting lineup is, it's got to be better. Now, we know all the things that have been happening with the club, okay? But then you come out, you're saying Lingard, but his brother's complaining about he didn't get a send-off. Brother, I'll open the door and I'll send you.
Him off 4-0, perfect.
Yeah, and I'll open the door and send you and him out the club together. You know, he's coming out, his brother's coming out saying, he needs a send-off, and he's been here for 20 years, blood, sweat, and tears. And then he's talking about he drops the Glazers and how they don't even know the offside trap. Well, when Lingard was given 120K a week, you weren't saying anything about the offside trap and the Glazers then. Where are? Yeah. You weren't saying anything about the Glazers when they were giving him that pay. So and these guys think they're entitled to starting. Well, how about... And then his brother drops, he's going to be in the Conference League. Well, if it's not for Lingard and the boys and the Pogbas and the Maguires and the Varans and the Sanchos, if it wasn't for them, they're the reason why. How come they're not stepping up? Where's Lingard to be stepping up? He comes from West Ham, great season, comes here, has one good game against West Ham, and then goes missing again the whole season. He's not training well. Yeah. He's getting himself injured, getting himself sick. And these guys want to come on the field and say we're entitled to get a send-off when players like Roy Keane didn't get a send-off, Ruud van Nistelrooy, David Beckham, Jaap Stam, the list goes on how many people didn't get a send-off at the club. And Rio Ferdinand, players like that, Vidic, they didn't get no send-off.
Even the
and these are real players.
The twins, I forgot their names.
Raphael and all right. Look, maybe Van Persie didn't get a send off as well. I know he was only at a club for a couple of years. He
was more successful than fucking Lingard.
He's the reason why we won that last title, right? He didn't get a send off. We had to give him his send off when he came back to Old Trafford for Fenerbahce, and he scored that goal, and we all celebrated. And then he done his lap of honor. So what has these rest of these guys done to say, I need to get a send off and all that? This is the problem with this club. Do you know what I mean? To begin with, the fans sung the song exactly what they needed to hear. You're not fit to wear the shirt, and none of them are. None of them at the moment. Not one player, like we said, besides De Gea and Ronaldo. And Ronaldo is 37 going on to 38.
On the fringe, I'd put Elanga. On the fringe.
But he's Elanga. I don't think Elanga's even in that conversation because he's not even meant to be starting games. He's not even meant to be.
That's what I mean. He's doing as good as he possibly can.
We know who the players are. They can be all called out. The club's giving Bruno a new contract for what? For why is Bruno? What does he do? What has he done to deserve a new contract? Yeah, he came to start when he came to Old Trafford and he turned the club around with his performances, his goals, his assists. But at the moment, if he's not scoring or assisting, he doesn't offer anything. So he's getting given a contract. So even going into this game, like Kev, like we kind of barely talk in the group chat now because we all watching this, and you said it right. You said like they can't put one past the other. He's like, what am I watching? And that was it. I
ended up going to bed because I'm like, I'm going to go to bed and watch the replay tomorrow. It was 1-0. It was 1-0. I'm like,
game over.
We can't make a pass.
Yeah,
we can't make a pass.
And that's what I mean. So it doesn't matter who. For me, it doesn't matter who starts. If you can have at least make a fucking pass, like you're saying. Complete one pass. Like the other day, couple games ago, I can't remember who we played. Who did we play before Brentford? I can't remember.
Not
Everton.
We played.
I think it was against us. It might have been against Arsenal.
Chelsea, and
I think maybe it was against. I don't know. McTominay, whichever game he came in for, right? He completed his first pass in the 84th minute. He completed the pass. Maybe it was against Chelsea. He completed his pass in the 84th minute. He completed his first pass. If this guy is your midfielder in the middle of the park and he's completing he completed 3 passes the whole game, and he's starting and he's playing, mate, this whole Fred McTominay combination doesn't work. And I don't know. At the end, all the managers fucking came in and played him. We don't know why. We don't know what the reason is. Maybe they don't have any. There's no one else. We've seen Ralph's comments at the end of the game, what he said when they asked him about players. He gave his list. Yeah, he goes, you wanted Diaz, you wanted Alvarez, you wanted Vlahovic. There was the guy that scored from Brighton, the first goal.
Brighton.
They wanted him. He wasn't good enough, but he's good enough to score against us. And then when they asked him what was the reasoning, the board just said to him no. Now. This is the problem. Now we look at Diaz. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really watch much of Diaz before he came to the Premier League, but all it took was me one game to watch that he played. The first cameo that he came for Liverpool, I said, this guy's a problem. Okay, this guy is going to be a problem. And I said at the start of the season, we'll touch on it being the Liverpool game. I said, Klopp doesn't have a plan B. All you guys were trying to get onto me. He doesn't have a plan B. Yeah, but plan A has worked. Well, if plan A worked, that game against Brentford, that they kept coming back 3-1, 3-2, 3-all that game, and some of the other games that they drew. If they had a plan B like Diaz and some of the other players that they got in, they'll be winning the league. They would have won the league, and that's what I was saying.
They still can. They still
can, but that could have been clear by now. Yeah. Right now, they could have been clear. And this is the thing, bro. When you're not getting players in, what the manager wants, there's no point. There's no point. I said there's no one that's going to come into this club that's going to fix it as long as these owners are in charge, unless they give them the power. Unless they go, here you go, you choose your transfers, which players you want in, then it's on you. But otherwise, we're still going to see performances like this. We got rumors Pogba going to Manchester City. Like this is the club that we are at the moment. We're bloody laughing.
Let him go.
Yeah,
let him go.
No, it's not about letting him. Yeah, of course he's gonna leave on a free anyways. But it's just our club is becoming an absolute piss take now, and like you got to give it to Brighton.
I know, man.
You got to give it to Brighton for that performance. But Kev, anything more to add to this team, to this game?
We both know it's been a season of hell after a season last year that could have been, making. Was it last year Europa? Last year was Europa, right?
Final. Yeah, but we got knocked out of Champions League. Yeah. Yeah,
sorry, but what could have been, right? Because Ollie wins the Europa, he might get an extension. He doesn't have a poor run towards the middle of the season. Does Ralph come in? Do we end up getting Ten Hag? Like Borch, from a United perspective, away, we were under Ollie, away games, it was a given. We go, we pick up 3 points, we come home. We've lost the last 5 away, I think, or something like that, some stupid stat. And what's even more concerning is we can't score goals. Like, if it wasn't for the problem, Cristiano, the problem, Ronaldo, so who's going to score? Who's going to score for Man United? I'm sick of people saying that he was a problem. Anyway, that's not the point.
Yeah.
Glad, before we jumped on, 90 minutes left in the season. Let's just
90 more
wrap
minutes,
it up. And see what the future holds. But full credit to Brighton. They've always been that team, with Graham Potter that, they can deliver on anything. Congratulations to them. They played well. There's one player on that team, Chicharella. I really like him. He got a goal against us the other night. His first goal for the club. But I think he's been outstanding all season for them. So good on him and congratulations.
And Kev, you've seen how much that goal meant. The guy was crying.
Absolutely, because he's got passion for the shirt.
At least
he's got passion for the club and the shirt, and
fight for that shirt.
And I'm pretty sure he's Spanish from memory. So he's
looking at the hair and like, oh fuck, this guy's gonna be in goal for me.
Yeah,
for the World Cup.
He's looking at him going, oh shit. But yeah, no, it was again 90 minutes left in the season. Yeah. It's just I think
before we move on, I just want, like we're talking about, like you said there, like Ronaldo not being a problem or not being the problem. But then I look at some of these other players too, and I think one of the flops of the season has to be Rafael Varane. He's come in, all right, not the biggest price tag, because of last thing of his contract last year. He comes in, he's on a good pay packet, 250 around there, or maybe even 300, who knows. And I mean, even in this game, like who was there? You couldn't blame Pogba, you couldn't blame Lingard, you couldn't blame Harry Maguire. There was no Luke Shaw or Wan-Bissaka to blame. So you got the same, and even against Arsenal, you're Varane, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? You've come here, and I haven't really seen much of a difference.
I agree, but the guy in front of him didn't make it easier for him. McTominay had a shocker.
Yeah, but all right, McTominay didn't play the other game before. You had Matic and Mata played. You still defensive mistakes. You're still losing him
against Brentford.
Yeah, but regardless of what the result was, you look at his individual battles. You look at some of the mistakes that we could have lost one of their games. Was it against Leicester where he got kind of fouled, kind of tripped, and Maddison scored and they gave it a foul on him? Just things like that where they could have closed down. Like even Varane, like to be honest, like we know what he's capable of, but it's like everyone's just Space Jam. They come here, they lose all their talent. And do you know what I mean? All that talent just disappears somehow.
Yeah.
Before we move on as well, I just want to get you guys' opinion on Ralph Rangnick, right? The way he talks about the club, the way he speaks about the club. I'm hearing like, to me, I love it. I love how he's come in and said, well, I don't know what Fletcher's really his job is. I don't know what the board, like we just spoke about before, the board has asked for players and they just said no to me, and the recruitment is poor, and he comes in and expose the team or expose the club. We kind of already knew, but Ollie was there and he was kind of keeping the peace, keeping the harmony, not saying much, right? Ralph come in, he doesn't got really any connections towards the club, and he's come out and he says and he has exposed all that. I love it, to be honest, because it just goes to show what who these people are that are actually running it and what they're actually doing. But how do you guys look at it, Kev? I know Rio was saying, he shouldn't be, telling everyone United's dirty laundry and all that sort of stuff. But I kind of disagree with Rio there.
I don't really give a fuck that he's giving out the laundry. Like for me, the most honest assessment is where we're at right now, right? So if you're gonna call a spade a spade. If it's shit, it's shit. If it's good, it's good. And we've always criticized. All teams. We've criticised all teams, whether it be Arsenal and their owners and their manager, United, Klopp, as an example about not having a plan B. Regardless, if it's out there, it's out there. You can't hide it. There's so many people involved in that organisation that if you're speaking anything other than the truth, then rumours start. So you might as well just call a spade a spade. He's done it, great, no worries. We all know. Shambles of a season. No matter if he tries to paint it as a rainbow, then you can't trust the guy ever again.
Yeah, and
so better call it what it is.
Yeah, and with the whole thing, like we were just saying with the transfers, like because there was a lot about that. Oh, why is he saying that the owners or whoever said no to him? Not like why is he exposing that? I'm like, hold on a minute, like, and when I heard Rio say, I'm like, hold on a minute, but like. When we all questioned why we didn't sign anyone in January and made our team worse than we were, we got rid of Donny, got rid of Martial, didn't bring no one in. Who else did we send? Did we send anyone else out on loans or anything like that? Or did we sell anyone? Dan James went. And
it was those three, I think. Dan James.
Yeah, so we made the squad weaker. So as United fans, we're questioning how come we didn't get no one in? And what Rio's saying, he shouldn't have said anything. Well, we want to know. He's telling us now there's a problem why he's giving us the answers. The owner said to him, no. They didn't even try. They didn't even try. And Ralph was not like, go get him. At least have the conversation. At least have a chat. Say we're interested and start talking there. Steve, how do you look at it?
Dude, remember I've always said that these two clubs are in sync. fuck, mate, your owners and my owners are coming and reading off the same playbook, doing the same shit. Look, I think Rangnick is a breath of fresh air. I would love him at Arsenal. You know why? Because I wouldn't have a yes man. I don't like yes men. I like guys who are going to come out and just say, I am who I am. I like how he's called out the board, called out the owners. He's come in and said, I wanted players on loan. He's asking for loans, for God's sake. You've saved money on Van der Beek. You've saved money. James is gone. You've saved some fucking money. This guy needs some help. He's saying we've got problems in the squad. You have put this guy in charge of this squad, a shambles of a squad. He's telling you, let's go out for loans. And you're saying no to him. You're saying no. In your infinite wisdom, you say no to the guy that you're putting in charge of this club. Now, I honestly love the fact that he's come out and said, no, not me. I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to do my job. I'm seeing the problems. I'm exposing them. But our owners and our board are not listening. And I think that's the best thing the Man United fans can hear, because it's the truth. The problem I have at Arsenal is I've got a yes man there. And it's desired effect from the Cronkies. They wanted a yes man, they got that. But Rangnick isn't a yes man, and I think it's wonderful to see. It's not great to see your club as a joke, but so somewhat mine isn't a joke.
If I'm just sitting on the fence for a second here, Steve, do you think Rangnick is kind of whatever term you want to use, expose or calling out the owners or whatever, is he doing all this because the results are not going their way? And if United were winning, or if we did have, European spots or Champions League spots, third, fourth, do you reckon he will still be speaking like this?
I think he'd still be saying it. You look at Rangnick, you look at him, I was saying it in the group chat. This guy's a friggin' old school wog. If it's shit, it's shit. He doesn't care this guy could have been sitting in fourth right now, and he'd still be saying, we've got problems. We need players. We need this. You can see it in him. And I think he's not going to sugarcoat crap, is what you're talking about. Yeah. Sugarcoat shit to make, oh, no, we're doing really well. Our squad's really well because we're sitting in fourth. No, bollocks to that. We're not doing well. I can see the frailties, and I'm not going to go and hide behind the Band-Aids of sitting in fourth or sitting in third when I know that next season the same squad will fucking fall apart. And I think if you're a Man United supporter, this is the kind of guy you want in your club. Maybe not as manager, but like you said, in the hierarchy, because this is the kind of guy who goes upstairs and he rattles feathers. And then you have a manager, of course, in Ten Hag, who can look towards someone like that, and it can be side by side, a team. Because if you get Ten Hag in and he goes to the owners and he says, I want to get players on loan, and they say no, how long do you think he will stay at Man United? He won't. You're tying his hands. You got to look, a man could be an artist in anything that he does. A manager is an artist. If you don't allow him to paint, if you don't give him the utensils that he needs, the canvas is going to be bare and bones. And right now, you went to January, you didn't do what Rangnick wanted, and that's why we're getting what we're getting, much like what Arsenal did. Weaken the squad and tried to fight and save some money. Funny how two American owners do the same thing.
Just, Steve, you want to have a laugh, so you can help. You can add to this. Just fuel to the fire. I'm giving you an avenue where you can just blow up if you want. But this guy who asked for the loans, they said no to, is meant to be the consultant now moving forward. So they didn't listen to the consultant. But they've hired.
You're kidding. You are kidding. He's the consultant, and these Motherfuckers.
Welcome to Manchester United.
You know what these guys are? This is the Glazers. They go to a doctor, they're sick, and they tell the doctor, this is what you prescribe. You guys can go and get fucked with the Glazers, bro. These guys are fucking shit.
Look, it is what it is at the moment. Hopefully, like Kev, like you said, for United fans, and 90 minutes left and the season is over, whatever, we could still get no European football if we lose to Palace and Wolves win all their games. We come 8th, no European, not even conference. And I don't mind that. I would like Europa League because it's another way into the Champions League. But let's move on.
And you'll get some decent talent if you go to Europa League. At least you'll get some.
Yeah, we'll see.
Can you believe what we're talking about? Can you guys believe that we got United and Arsenal saying, yeah, Europa's all right? And if we went back, 12, 13 years, Europa,
Didn't exist back then, mate. You know, didn't exist. They had to make new trophies for us because they knew they were fucking. They had to make a conference and we can't make that. They had to make another one and we still can't make that. But let's move on. Let's move on. I said let's talk a little bit about them. We fucking harped on for fucking 40 minutes. These fucking pricks. But look, we're talking about some ownership. Chelsea owners or new owners look to be almost complete, almost done deal. And another American owners. Steve, I don't know why you're happy. I've heard some good things about these guys, but we'll see what happens. Some
good things about the Cronkies too.
Yeah, right. That's right. But look, they went 2-0 up with 2 goals from Romelu Lukaku. Who else is another problem at another club? Lukaku steps up, makes it 2-0, and then they just crumble, bro. What happened here to Chelsea, lads?
Just a quick shout out to Bet365 for the early payout on the Chelsea game, 2-0 up. Thanks, mate.
Gamble responsibly.
You got to do that.
Gamble responsibly. But Steve, did you see how he doesn't say anything in the group chat anymore? He didn't put that up anymore. Huh? He's not shouting this week. Before Kev usually, when he loses, he'll screenshot and go, "Oh, I missed by 1. You know, I needed Jimenez to take a shot on target for $4,000.
Fuck Jimenez.
Fuck Jimenez. Did he get a shot on target this week?
Hey?
Did he get a shot on target against Chelsea?
I mean, he did. I think he did.
Well, there you go. You should have done it this time around.
I thought he came close.
But look, 2-0 lead, and then a 2-0. They got to go. They got to go with was it Trincao? Was it Trincao and then Connor Cody right at the end?
Trincao and Connor Cody. Man, I was watching this game, and I'll tell ya, Wolves only played the last 20 minutes of the game. Chelsea should have been up 5-0.
Swear. I'm with you,
I was just like, how is this still 2-0? There was a cheeky moment in the game, Reece James, where he was going to deliver a cross, seen the keeper off his line, and said he went for the front post. And I thought, hey, that's actually not bad. He had a crack at it and came close. But there were so many chances that they wasted. I just felt they had one touch too many, Chelsea. They were trying to have to walk it in to the goal. I was just like, okay, it's 2-1 now. That's it. This is going to get scary. Lukaku's face said it all. At 2-2, when the ball went in, his face said it all. He did one of those woggy things.
Did he get subbed off? Did he get subbed off before the second goal?
I think it was 2-0 when he got subbed off.
Oh, was it 2-0 when he got subbed? No. I thought it was 2-1. Then they scored. But and bro, this is what I tell people about in-game management. And Kev, you said it to me about Ollie back in the day as well. His in-game management is horrible. You look at in this game too. Ruben Neves comes on, I think, for Trincao, doesn't he? Doesn't Trincao come off for Ruben Neves in the 70th odd minute, and then he scores?
Trincao, Ruben Neves, 77th.
So you're taking off
79th.
I know. The
Neves. Commentator actually said he didn't even remember him coming on. The commentator said, he scored with one of his first touches, didn't even know he was on the pitch.
They did one of them, don't worry, just walk off the Sunday league subs. Just get on, bro. Just go on. Don't worry about the fourth official. It's all good.
But yeah, Lukaku came off 90th or 90 plus 1, and they scored in 90 plus 6. Yep. Yeah,
so it was 2-1 already. Yeah. Like you said, he saw his face there. I mean, look, Chelsea, man, they haven't, the last couple of weeks, They've been pretty poor, bro. To be honest, I mean, did they get a win? They got a win last week, right? But then the week before they got pumped up, and then they, dropping heaps of points. What do you think it is with Chelsea? Is it the whole what's happening in the background with the ownership and because they were doing well, but now it was like, oh, hold on a minute, there's even a chance that they could lose top 4 altogether now, because only 1 point in front of Arsenal. Wait, what is it now?
It's 1 point.
It's 1 point. And then Spurs are 4 points behind us, so it's 5 points behind Chelsea, roughly. And if they win their games and Chelsea keep losing, we could United and Chelsea could be holding hands in Europa League, versus CSKA Sofia and AZ Alkmaar, these blokes, So, what's happening, lads, with Chelsea? What do you guys think
I think it's the ownership. I think it's they know they're being sold up. They don't know by who. A lot of these players heads are down. They don't know if they're going to have the right owner who's going to support them, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's really led to their demise. To be perfectly honest,
contracts as well. contracts as well. Players, I don't know if they're staying.
Rudiger's gone.
Yeah.
Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Christensen,
Alonso.
Like there's.
Well, Christensen, Azpilicueta are not a loss. And I'm telling you, most Chelsea fans will probably say, I'd like to see the back of him.
Yeah, but Steve,
I think Rudiger was the biggest loss.
Yeah, but Steve, in saying that as well, I mean, how many players can you replace? Because Lukaku wants to leave, or rumours that he wants to go. The whole, pretty much besides Thiago Silva, which he's in his late 30s, besides him, who kind of needs to be replaced anyways, now you need a whole backline. Besides Reece James, the only one you're going to keep. Chilwell's coming back from, but yeah, Chilwell's, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
He doesn't get injured. If he doesn't get injured,
but if you look at,
they don't have centre backs.
If you look at the team that started in this game and has been starting this season, like you said, Azpilicueta, which is their captain, is gone or going. Alonso, Christensen, like you boys were saying, Rudiger to Madrid looks like it's possibly already done. Then you only got Thiago Silva. Yes, Reece James and Chilwell come in, but then you need cover, and we know cover. If you don't have it, you could be down the bottom with the boys with Norwich and Watford.
Rumor has it Harry Maguire
to Barcelona. I'm hearing Barcelona want him.
You guys will take 50 mil, right? 50 mil Harry Maguire.
I would pay 50 mil to get rid of him.
You don't say that shit. You know what this is why you don't make money.
It's not that bad, Harry.
Mate.
Hey, brother.
Harry Maguire was in the Euro team of the season, bro. Where was Van Dijk? He didn't play, but where's everyone else? Where was this Rudiger in the Euro team of the season?
This game just shows you, man. It just Premier League. Yeah, man. It's 2 goals. Everyone knows. We've said it. It's been said before. Probably not on the podcast, but it's been said before.
Yeah,
two goal leads are nothing. You've got to.
It's the most dangerous scoreline in world football. 2-0.
Yeah. It's or anything by 2, right?
Yeah.
Like you just you bring that scoreline down, and I honestly do not know how they did it. Wolves, they played like shit for 70, and then all of a sudden, somebody asked me like, what happened? I'm like, I think they got the subs right. I think they just went for it. They're like, okay, we've got to go now, and it's now or never. Yeah. Although in saying that, I think one of the subs took forever, man. There was, I don't know if you boys watched it, but literally I think their manager wasn't on the sideline, and it took them like 4 or 5 minutes to work out who they were going to take off.
Mate, I think it was Sayers. What's his name? I think when he was coming off, Roman Sayers.
Yeah, Roman Sayers.
I think it was that one.
He was injured, hobbling around, and I'm like, these guys aren't going to make a sub.
Because I think they're making 2 subs. They made the first one with Neto coming off, and then they're still wondering who's the next guy we've got the board up. No, it's not him. Are you coming off? And he's taking forever. But look, the dark arts, the dark arts come into play.
Yeah.
They were down at that point, so it was interesting. But
it was to Chelsea's benefit in the end of the day if they had to run down the clock. I mean, they'd be laughing.
But then, do you know what? Do you know what? In saying that. Yeah, but in saying that as well, Steve, when a team is on top, like if Chelsea are going for that 3rd goal, you got to do everything in your power to kind of stop or slow down that momentum. That momentum. So a player going down, this player taking too long, you still kind of got 20 plus minutes to get into the game. When did they score their first goal?
79th.
79th. So
79th, yeah.
So before that. So if you can, like you said, with the subs, if they get a goal, they're always going to still be in it. Yeah, but the dark arts getting involved there again for Wolves. And look, they've been kind of up and down this season, but the last couple of weeks a little bit more consistent. They did have some losses, but a lot more consistent at the back end of the season. But we'll move on. Steve. Talking about a 2-0 lead being a dangerous scoreline.
Yeah.
Arsenal go up 2-0 to Leeds United. I mean, some great goalkeeping there, eh? But you guys get the...
mate. You guys get him in between the sticks, mate.
You guys get the...
Everyone wants to be Edison all of a sudden and like just play around with the ball at the
Even
back.
Edison can't be Edison because sometimes it's millimeters that he's missing out by. Do you know what I mean? But Steve, you guys get a massive result here. Yeah, I spoke to you after the game. I'm like, it's not about the performance anymore coming into the last couple of games. It's all about getting them 3 points, 4 points now clear of Tottenham going into that North London derby. I've seen some of the voicemails you played earlier when you were, the 5 minutes in. Where did you think this game was going? Before the goals and even after the 10th minute.
Well, before the goals, I saw the lineup and I saw no Tavares, and I went straight away. I'm like, no Tavares, it's all going to be all right. Honestly, off the bat, I wanted us to go and press them hard. I needed the ball. I needed the game to be taken to Leeds because we all know Leeds, right? They play expensive football. If you sit back, Leeds are a kind of team that'll take advantage of that and they will go at you. So in my mind, it was like we need to flip that. We need to press them. Now, the good thing about Arsenal in the first half was we pressed Leeds. And of course, in the fifth minute, Nketiah, as I'm calling him, Eddie Nketiah, decides to put a little bit of pressure on Melier, who just thinks he's freaking going to be Messi all of a sudden, messed it the fuck up. And thank you fucking very much. It's 1-0 to Arsenal. Now, was I expecting that? Hell no. But I think we can all agree that first half of football from Arsenal, we were exposing Leeds' defensive frailties. Unfortunately, we couldn't be as clinical as we needed to be. Yeah. You saw the second goal. That was quality as well, but there should have been a third. There needed to be a third to kill that game off.
The Ailing red card as well didn't help him. Like, going in like that, in that part of the field where you don't really need to, bro. And it's just
he didn't need to, did he?
No, and it's like you're not going anywhere. You're not really going to make a tackle where it's going to benefit your team. And he gets himself sent off. All right, they went back to review it. He got a yellow the first time around. But yeah, in the chat I was selling, it was a red. That one was a red. Steve, the one a couple weeks ago.
At the same time, look, I understand they're saying it's a red, right? But if you look at it, I know it's 2-footed, I know, blah, blah, I know. But did he really hammer him?
Steve, contact. Remember the contact?
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing I can...
about hammering him. He dived from fucking 3 meters away.
Well, maybe...
There was only one intention. Go hard.
Win the ball.
I like these kind of tackles. This is my problem. I like this kind of football, even if it's against my... I like this football.
Back in 1998, I would say, yeah.
I like this, man. Keen Vieira days, man.
You'll get a yellow card if you don't make them tackles. But... Look, I think he didn't help himself there, man. Like, you don't make
Rafinha as well afterwards. Did you see Rafinha? Rafinha had to be pulled up by one of his own.
He got a yellow.
He doesn't want to play the next 2 weeks. He was trying to get red carded. I'm telling you, I'm over this shit. I'm over this shit. I want out because the way he was going, like I've seen players argue with the ref after a decision, but not like that. Like that was a bit.
He was about to grab him. Like, he was about to grab the referee.
Just grab the ref by the throat if you want. Like,
might as well.
For 2 weeks. Yeah. It was one of those things. But Steve, I wanted to ask you a question because there's one player I thought on the weekend where I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this guy fits in, but I'd really be interested in your opinion because obviously Arsenal's your team and I don't get to see him much. Cedric Suarez. I don't know. He just felt out of place, like in terms of how the ball moved, the intentions of the team trying to move forward fast or, hold on to possession. Like there was a break that you guys could have had and the decision he makes is to play it backwards. And I'm like, this was go. This everyone's going. Like go. He plays it and then he goes, sorry. I'm like, come on, bro. You're a professional footballer. You got to know what's going on. And he made a few of those parts. Mind you, he didn't lose the ball. I thought maybe his football IQ let him down in those moments. And maybe had Leeds scored a second, you could be like, he didn't perform well. I don't know. It has been all season.
Look, when I look in Cedric's defense, a backup right back who had barely any minutes up until Takahiro got injured, right? Now he's had plenty of time to adapt to the team's football, but I think to be honest, in this game, he was out-muscled 2 times. I don't know if you guys watched the game. He was manhandled in this game. He didn't have one of his better games, but if you look in this game as well, you look at football IQ. He actually put a ball over the top that landed that dropped right in front of Saka. That was a great opportunity for Saka to get a ball into Odegaard. So where he will make a mistake, he kind of does make up for it when it means going forward. I think as a backup right back, I don't mind him. As a starting right back, I wouldn't be saying yes. He's my number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about football IQ. Odegaard, when he ended up receiving the ball from Saka, his touch or his his understanding to push that ball past. It was going to end up one or two ways. He either gets that ball on the byline to swing it in, or he gets a touch from a defender and he goes down. I just thought, like, I looked at him, I'm like, man, like he actually understands how to play this game, and he knows what to do. He ended up playing the ball, but I think a defender got there.
But I went back to Cedric for a shot.
Yeah, and he hit it over the bar sort of wide. So I don't, man, like, yeah, I think you guys are coming together well. I just thought, he probably lacked you guys moving forward a little bit.
Yeah, but then Steve, in that second half, Leeds first shot, first goal, made an interesting 25 minutes or interesting half an hour at the end of that game, and you saw, look, the Leeds fans were kind of giving up there, waving the white flags, bro, waving the flags around, like giving up, surrendering, and they get that goal back, and all of a sudden, they got a bit of a voice to push the team on, and Arsenal did well to hold on, to be honest. I mean, there wasn't much more of a threat in terms of shots on target or goals. A few free kicks outside the box, maybe some poor fouls given away by Arsenal. But other than that, I think you guys kind of did the job. Pepe came on, and to be honest, I didn't think Pepe did well in this game, bro. I don't know if there was just the timing of when he came on, and just I think was it at 2-1 he came on? Did he come after 2-1 or just before the goal?
Yeah,
2-1.
It was 2-1. So he had an opportunity. He had a decent opportunity with Milier out of, Milier was out in our own box. He had an opportunity where, look, what I have a problem with Pepe is when he needs to start putting his head down and making a run, this guy he's in slow-mo. He's taking his time. So what are you doing? Make a run, get in there. And he slowed the game down. He could have taken a shot from halfway and at least had a punt and made that 3-1. But again, remember that football IQ we were talking about? I think
they're all hanging out with Rashford. Him, Cedric, the football IQ is going down the drain. No, you're right. I think just maybe it's a lack of game time this season. I know we questioned Arteta, should have been putting him on earlier in the season when you guys needed them wins. So I think he's just lacking a bit of match time. But look, Arsenal 4th, 4 points clear before the North London derby, and even if you drop points in that North London derby, it's looking likely now that Arsenal are going to get that top 4 and finally in Champions League football, and then we can come and celebrate, crack open a bottle. Arteta signing a new deal. You might have won the war, you might have won the battle, but you lost the war because you got this guy in charge. But we'll crack open one, Steve, and we can drink to that. Arteta in, Arteta at the wheel.
Here we go.
Let's go. Pep Guardiola's cone boy is in charge. Let's do this, huh? Let's do this.
Was he given the duties of even handing out the cones? Fuck,
mate. The way he puts them, down.
Lead cone guy.
Oh my goodness.
Lead cone.
Now I know why we signed him.
I gotta say one thing, Steve, about your squad, and we'll touch on Arteta again, but. Bro, your 3 subs that were made on the weekend, there were some pretty good subs. you bring on Lacazette, Emile Smith-Rowe, Pepe. Obviously Pepe, questionable, but an Arsenal team for a long time who hasn't had that kind of, I guess, bench power or bench strength to, you bring off a player and another player with such caliber goes on. Like something's working there.
Look, we got to give Arteta a little bit of credit. And I know it's all this Arteta in-out stuff, and, I see beyond that. Spade is spade. He had a slip-up, lost a few games, and the games that he's won in a row now, I think it's 4 off the top of my head, have meant Arsenal are almost in a Champions League position. And, yes, I think the depth has
just
helped.
Say it, Steve.
I don't think this squad...
Steve. Just say it.
Sorry?
Just say it.
I ain't saying shit. I don't think this squad sitting the way it is right now is going to be good enough to compete in the Premier League, Champions League, and every other competition next season. I think we are still bare. But you got to give credit where credit's due to Arteta because, to be honest, this team, I think we can all agree, is overachieving being in the position that they're in and to be playing the kind of football that they are at the present time.
Yeah, just hope you guys don't bottle it, Steve? And we'll be revisiting that Arteta contract very soon. But look, we'll move on. We'll quickly touch on Everton. massive win against Leicester. Leicester haven't had the brightest of seasons this year, fucking losing a lot of games and dropping a lot of points and whatnot. And Everton, Pickford, if you've seen the saves that Pickford was cracking in that game, I was dropping him in the group chat. I'm like, boys, Pickford, I mean, she needs to be drug tested after the game, but I don't know what's going on. People are telling me Ramsdale should be England's number one. Mate,
even after the Chelsea game, even the Chelsea game where they picked up that win, he was
they won again.
Cracker.
Yeah, the amount of saves he was doing there, unbelievable. And look, fighting for your life, that's what you're gonna get. But the goals that Everton scored, that they scored, that first one, who hit that? Who hit the long ranger? For Everton.
Was it Milenko? What was his name? It's a funny
Milenko, the Ukrainian cracker of a goal. Yeah. Milenko. And then Iwobi with the setup, and then Patson Daka gets the equalizer there, and then look at 30th minute, bro. Holgate gets that header in, and from there it was hold on for dear life. You can see the Everton fans,
shift back.
Yeah, the Everton fans are just, pushing them the whole way through that game. And we saw in the Chelsea game as well, the ball goes out. They're hiding the ball. They're not giving the ball back. They're throwing the ball over the stadium. And the 12th man is really getting involved. But
DHL have come in and sent the ball to a different stadium.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Quick sponsorship there. Quick sponsorship deal. But look, they got some big fixtures coming up as well. It's not all sunshine and rainbows for them yet. Everton, you boys think, what do you reckon? Do you reckon this momentum can kind of take them over the line with Lampard?
Dude, the thing was, like, if you look maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago and you looked at their run, you're like, these guys are gone because they had the big teams. They were playing some big teams, and then if you realistically looked at it, you would have said United would have taken points off them, Chelsea would have taken points off them. You might get a draw against Leicester. Seriously? 1-0, 1-0, 2-1. They're doing what they got to do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how they finish off, especially with Leeds. Leeds got some tricky fixtures as well coming up. That game against Arsenal was a massive one. Everton still got a game in hand when it comes to them, Burnley, because Burnley lost to Villa as well, 3-1 there. But
3-1, yeah, it was
3-1, yeah.
Decimation.
In terms of the Europa League spots, West Ham bounced back 4-0 to Norwich. I think it may be a little bit expected for them to get the win. But the title race advantage, you can say Manchester City at this moment, getting the result 5-0. And I think I actually called it 5-0 to Newcastle, and Liverpool getting that draw. And you could say a little bit lucky for Liverpool to get that draw in terms of the chances they had. I know Liverpool was probably edged out to be the better team, but with the chances that Spurs had, I think they could have snatched that as well, to be fair. Look, Liverpool at home, Anfield, they haven't lost there all season. Van Dijk hasn't lost there at all.
Lost 2 games, Liverpool.
Yeah. They've drawn off. It's the draws that are killing him again. But look, Van Dijk. I don't think Van Dijk has ever lost at Anfield in his entire career. Last year
not in the Premier League. Not in the Premier League. He has in the Champions League.
Okay, in the Premier he hasn't. I know last year he was injured when they lost them 6 games in a row, whatever. But man, it's getting juicy, this top of the table. I mean, Diaz, again, we spoke about him at the start, yeah, with Man United being linked to him and all that. This guy's a problem, bro. He's going to be a problem for a lot of the teams, and it's a great buy for Liverpool. I'm not sure, was it about 40? It might have been about 40 mil. But look, he's getting
37 million.
Yeah, but plus with the add-ons and all that, it goes maybe up to 40. But hey, when he's doing the job, and in some games when you don't need to put Salah on or don't put Mane on, for some of them games, I mean, him, Jota, the boys, they're all stepping up. I mean, maybe they could maybe sort the midfield out in the summer, get some players in there for the midfield to play maybe next to Thiago, and all right, Henderson's okay every now and then, but they could probably find a better player there. With Fabinho and Keita hasn't had the best times at Liverpool, but boy, I mean, look.
It's crazy, Borch, because if you think about it, the depth of that squad is not massive, and they're technically in line for a quad. Like congratulations, they made the Champions League final. I think I called them I've actually called them winning Champions League probably about 3 months ago. But like they're in the Champions League final, FA Cup final, 3 points behind City. They picked up the Carabao, I think it's called now, or whatever it is. But they're up for a quad. Like they're up for a quad, and they only had the addition of Diaz to the squad. Man, there's something that's right about what they're doing over at Liverpool. So congratulations to them. Unfortunately, we have to say it as pundits in a way, podcasters,
unofficial pundits.
Unofficial.
No, we're not congratulating anyone at the moment, bro, because if you haven't won it,
the position that they're in now. I'm saying congrats for the position that they're in now, because there was a certain somebody who was on a podcast not long ago who said, "I'll just settle for the Carabao Cup," and I was like,
and he hasn't been back since.
Settle for a Carabao Cup.
Hey, what have you done to him? What happened? Because he hasn't been back since. You traumatized him. You traumatized the Liverpool supporters on the pod. They barely speak in the chat.
Up after they win something else, I just want to clip it up and
they barely speak in the chat. They barely speak in the chat now. You know, if it's Man United stuff that they're posting, they're not talking about their club, bro. I don't know. They could be a little bit shaken, a bit worried that they might only end up with that now. That could be. I'm only going to
say this because somebody, a Liverpool fan, on social media was talking about it. I'm just going to say this. Liverpool talk more about Manchester United and their failures rather than how well they're going this season. So rather than talking about they're up for the quad, they're talking about how bad Man United is rent-free in their heads.
Always. And you know what? If they don't,
for the rest of their lives,
if they don't win the quad, I've got the receipts ready. I've got all the screenshots. I've got the screenshots ready.
Get them ready.
Because Liverpool fans are working hard in Photoshop. Yeah, loading quad. Well, we'll see. Don't skip leg day. Make sure the quads come through.
And just to just put it out there, like they're doing well. Like they're doing well. You can't say they're not doing well. So
that's right.
We're not saying anything about you
guys
not playing well.
Every single game, every single competition, they will play every single game because they made it all the final. So no, it is. And I think Klopp is the first manager, and I think Liverpool in general are maybe the first team to be in every single final that he's in, possibly. Which is, again, it's a massive achievement for that team, for that club, the players, the managers, the coaching staff. Every season we just wait for Salah to flop, and we wait for if they have that one injury, well, and they're still there. They're still rolling with the punches. They're still keeping pace with one of the best teams in the world as well in Manchester City. And in terms of them as well, we saw the pain in Spain. The pain in Spain midweek to coming to the Etihad and wiping the floor with Newcastle. There could have been maybe a transaction from the Saudis to the prince to the sheiks. There could have been a bit of a transaction there to say, hey, boys, here's
a big scoreline.
Here's a 1 billion.
And it matters for the goal difference.
And that's what I mean. We're saying at the moment, you're right, because we're saying it's 3 points, but it's 3 points plus 1.
68, 64, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, but 3 points plus 1 because that goal difference acts as the 1 point. If you look at other leagues, some other leagues go head to head. The Prem does always, and it's always been like that. But even they've drawn both games anyway, so it would have went to a goal difference, I think, anyways.
Yeah, and the other call out is the 3 games that they both have remaining. They play the same opposition in 2 of them. So I think they both have a game against Wolves.
I think Villa.
I can't remember. And Villa.
I think Liverpool. I think Liverpool got Villa this week, and then City got them on the last day. So they're hoping that Gerrard and Coutinho do them a favour.
And Liverpool play Southampton, I think, and City play West Ham on the other game.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it's not done and dusted.
No, it's not. It's not. It is going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting to see how that pans out. Look, like we said, give credit to Pep that some of the goals that they score. Do you know what? Like, I was watching the game, right? The scoreboard, I don't think the scoreboard was even up yet. And I'm like, wow, like I wish my team can give me this for like the 30 seconds in a game. They're just so ruthless. Like, just zero fucks given. We're coming here, no worries. Everyone was like, oh, they lost against Real Madrid. What's that going to do? They wanted the Champions League. didn't phase them, bro. They just move on.
Unfazed, bro.
All right, we fucked up. Let's get up. Let's correct this and go on and win the league. Because it's gonna be if Liverpool do the quad. Not only did Liverpool do the quad, City win nothing, and to me, that's a sackable offence. I know what Pep's done for the club, but to be in the position that you're in, and to spend the money, and to your goal. Let's be honest, other managers.
You walk away with what United walked away with.
So we're in the same boat. You know, Steve, that boat that we were in with the City fans, we're all in the same boat. Me, you, City fans, we're all in the same boat. You know, so and
your mate Julian Lescott, all of you in the same boat.
Yeah, him.
Good old Julian.
Know? But shout out to the Sheiks, we'll take the next invite as well, you know.
Much love,
it's all good. It's all good,
mate.
It's all good.
They had a throw a party, mate.
They had a party,
take care of everyone, even us poor fuckers.
But yeah, look, boys, it is going to be interesting. I think we're all Manchester United City supporters for the next couple of games. Shameless, shameful. It is what it is. We can't watch Liverpool do the quad, and when they don't do it, you're going to see me loud and proud. I'll turn the negatives of United into positives once again. It'll be all good. It'll be...
Borch, one question for you, but is the Champions League, FA Cup and Carabao considered a treble?
Not the treble. It can be a cup treble. That's it's been done before.
This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted.
They can try
the
twist.
Premier League is the biggest one of all.
They can try twist.
Is that true or not?
That's right. You can try twist whichever way treble you want, because City did a treble. They didn't City do like what did they win? Well, who did a treble? Or was it Liverpool?
It was wasn't it a domestic treble?
Yeah, it was like a domestic treble thing.
Yeah.
So something like something like that, you know.
Because it was the same year that it was probably a year or two after their ladies team did it, because Pep said it in because when they said
so it was City. It was City.
City's going to win their first domestic treble. He's like, but ladies have already done it.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, look, the treble is the treble. Let's not sugarcoat it. You know, I mean, I'm surprised they're not saying they won the treble last time with all the cups in like 4 different seasons that they've added together and taken a photo with. You know that we know that one. Champions. We still won the Champions League. We haven't got it. Well, holding both of the trophies. Get out of here, bro. But look, it is going to be interesting to see how the season pans out. For us, Kev, 90 minutes to go. Happy fucking days. Steve, massive one this week for you. North London derby. That's pretty much... Definitely. If it's not already, that's going to determine who gets that top spot, or we could go into the last 2 games for that final Champions League spot. You never know. Chelsea might bottle it, and Spurs and Arsenal, the North London teams, go straight into the Champions League. Relegation's going to be decided. Is it Burnley? Is it Everton? Is it Leeds that are going down? Who's going back down? It's going to be interesting.
Just want to ask you guys, who do you want? Like, if you got to choose,
Burnley. I wanted Burnley gone. Fucking years. I'm sick of Turf Moor. I'm sick of going to that fucking Turf Moor. It's an embarrassment of a stadium. We've already got Villa that's got the same fucking colours, and West Ham with the same colours. We don't need another team with the same colour. I don't care. Kev, I'm not going to even let you answer, because I'm going to say, Kev, Burnley for you as well. All right, 3 people on the panel.
I was going to say Leeds. Fuck Leeds off. But
Leeds is a 6-pointer. Leeds is a 6-pointer. We rock up. We collect the points. They rock up. We still collect the points.
Yeah. We used to say that about Burnley.
No, Burnley are our fucking bogey team. We can't beat Burnley. Every season we struggle. So
we
fuck them off.
Anyone, boys.
We can't beat anyone. That's right. We can only beat ourselves there. But yeah, look, guys, thanks for joining us once again. The season is almost done and dusted. Boys, thanks for joining me. Like always, guys, like, share, subscribe. Get your thoughts in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.
See you guys.